Anvilogic for Microsoft Sentinel, closing detection gaps and maximizing value for Microsoft shops. Anvilogic is a practitioner-led company that just celebrated its 5th anniversary and Series C funding round this year. Anvilogic's DNA is rooted in real-world practitioner experience, almost entirely ex-JP Morgan Chase and MITRE ATT&CK leadership. They essentially set out and built the detection engineering platform they wish they would have had, and as a result, we fundamentally help customers navigate the modern complexities of wrangling security data and using it for detection engineering and correlation. That's at a high level the problem that we solve. So if you're navigating the Microsoft ecosystem, we understand your challenges and we're here to help streamline and prioritize your detection engineering practice. Microsoft shops rely on Sentinel, Log Analytics, Data Explorer for its very robust portfolio and overall tightly integrated ecosystem across the Microsoft products, which makes a lot of sense. But while these tools handle ingest and log management well, many struggle to scale detection engineering, leaving critical security gaps and limiting their full detection coverage potential. Some of those significant challenges in scaling detection engineering on Sentinel lie in the lack of flexibility, creating complex correlations, and optimizing detection rules. Sentinel's primary focus on their own data sources limits its ability to perform advanced multi-stage, multi-domain correlations across hybrid environments. Customizing and tuning detection rules is very resource intensive and super tedious, often taking up to 3 full-time employees just dedicated to validating and tuning and even over-tuning broken rules. There's also really no way to measure progress to optimize your detection engineering efforts, and instead, it becomes a bottleneck, right? Leaving gaps in visibility and just makes dwell time slower, right? In fact, only 14% of security professionals indicated that they can build and implement detection rules in just under a week. Yet it's the most critical area to be spending your time on. We have a very unique approach when it comes to helping you prioritize detection engineering. Rather than moving away from Microsoft, which isn't a realistic option for many enterprises, Anvilogic builds, deploys, schedules rules on top of your existing investment, ultimately enhancing its detection capabilities and automating engineering and hunting workflows across the Azure ecosystem, but as well as other data repositories that you may run operations across. If you want to leverage a data warehouse, we can correlate across those hybrid environments, wherever the data may be, even if it's outside of the Microsoft ecosystem. Our platform can transform your data stores into a robust detection powerhouse, closing critical gaps and delivering high fidelity security outcomes, all without disrupting your current setup or requiring you to replace any of your existing tooling. In this demo, we're going to show you how Anvilogic's onboarding starts with a custom threat prioritization and asset mapping exercise. This connects to your existing data feeds in your ecosystem, your security alerts, and key assets to identify gaps in your coverage. We answer key questions like, which threat groups and techniques matter the most based on your business, your industry, what's your cloud footprint looking like, which data sources are needed to detect TTPs against that. And our detection coverage dashboard will quantify those gaps, map your current coverage against MITRE, and provide you a score for your current state. From there, we'll match your priorities to our over 1,200 pre-built Sentinel detections covering 80% of the MITRE ATT&CK framework, and we fill in those gaps to show the potential impact of Anvilogic's glow up on your posture. As those alerts flow in, we continuously monitor, tune, and optimize your detections with a single click, eliminating noise and reducing maintenance efforts. This goes beyond detection engineering and turns into a very proactive strategy to stay ahead of a constantly evolving and changing threat and business landscape. All right, let's get into it. With Entra ID and AD abuse constantly in the headlines and your cloud footprint growing rapidly, it can feel like a never-ending battle to keep up, right? The silver lining, however, is that there's just such an active and open source, really, community around KQL rules, and they're all ungated, and they're really all just a Google search away. But with so much content, it's hard to know where to start or which detections will really protect your environment. Our platform simplifies this chaos by aligning your detection efforts to your unique threat priorities. With Anvilogic's custom mapping capabilities, we identify which data platforms matter the most in your organization and leverage our ML and AI engine to match the relevant detections from our over 2,000 plus rule detection armory. All of them are mapped to MITRE and just ensures that you're always deploying the most effective content that's tailored to your environment, and it just maximizes relevancy. You're going to have prioritized detections that are ready to deploy directly into your Sentinel, your Log Analytics, or your Data Explorer environment. You can maximize your tech stack's value without really the hassle of everything else. You can visualize your coverage, you can identify ongoing detection gaps, and just really easily report your progress to your leadership. One of the key areas where Anvilogic really shines is its advanced correlation capabilities that really bridges the detection gaps that Sentinel struggles to address. We bypass a lot of those limitations of one-dimensional or atomic type of detections, and we can correlate across both Microsoft and non-Microsoft data sources, ultimately enabling multi-stage threat scenario correlation. For example, let's take a top trending threat from the recent headlines here, like this Microsoft one. Anvilogic will package up the latest atomic detections, like we see here, relevant to that threat, and then align them with the multi-stage attack sequences that we call in our language threat scenarios. With access to hundreds of these pre-built scenarios, you can work off any of the ones that you see, like this one here, or you have the flexibility to also create your own from scratch, DIY. You can model after real world attack patterns using these TTPs and MITRE ATT&CK techniques without needing to have the deep schema knowledge or complex query logic. You can drag and drop effortlessly and just we'll cook up the KQ all needed to deploy that detection that you build in this Canvas style low code builder. And you're going to be able to implement this correlation in minutes, right, to your environment, saving you countless of hours and just automating all of this so that you can respond to the threat faster and just overall more effectively. Last but certainly not least, our platform doesn't just stop at detecting threats, it also continuously tunes and measures your detection performance. With our automated tuning insights, you can not only see your real-time coverage gaps, but you'll also be able to receive these daily recommendations for optimizing your rule sets, right? And keep your data feed monitoring at optimal and peak performance. With the power of some math and some machine learning models, you're going to have these recommendations as we see here on the dashboard, on the home dashboard. These recommendations include use case suggestions, tuning advice, health checks on all of your active rules that you've got deployed, right, in Sentinel or any other data feeds, that is. And it will basically say, hey, you've got this rule, right, running on Sentinel in this case, and it's generated X amount of warnings or alerts, and we think it's benign. Here's the reasons why we think it's benign. And actually, here's also the allow listing property value that you can accept and tune down this alert by 30%, right? Saving you countless of hours and dedicated, FTEs that you've got tuning and over tuning broken rules. So if you're not looking to abandon your Microsoft technologies, but instead you want to get more value out of them, Anvilogic can maximize your Sentinel investment by providing you this advanced correlation framework, these actionable insights that Microsoft really alone struggles to do on its own. Anvilogic won't replace Sentinel, that is, it will just enhance it and just makes detection engineering more scalable, more easier to manage, and in the experience of several of our customers, with many more customers in the making, just easier to do, right, and handle. Check out our website and book a demo to explore how we can optimize your Sentinel deployments and help you achieve greater security outcomes.